Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. I know I've covered what I'm going to go over in this video a few times, but I can't help but feel like I need to get this point across. What has this gaming community turned into nowadays? Whether it's Reddit, the comments on YouTube, forums on a website, or a stream. It's always the same nonsense with the gaming community, man. Like, whether you're getting ripped on for preference or someone just saying a game is bad, objectively bad, which I went over in a previous video, and I talked a bit about that, but just from what I've seen, I want to go over a few reasons why I think the gaming community has turned from people who just genuinely love games and would actually give games proper criticism to just entitled, unrealistic people that feel that a game should fit their criteria to the letter. So let me go over a few of these topics that I've got down. Okay. First of all, gamers judge trailers more than gameplay. They will, whether it's getting hyped at a trailer or even hating a trailer, I've noticed that a lot of people, instead of actually looking at the gameplay, they look at the trailer. Like right now, Battlefield 5 is getting a bit of hate on because of like how the trailer is, and it's like, oh, social justice, blah blah blah. And I get that. I totally get that. But we haven't seen the gameplay. We don't know what the gameplay is going to be like. Just because the trailer is whack doesn't mean that the gameplay is going to be bad. And it goes both ways. Just because a trailer looks good does not mean the gameplay is going to be for everyone. And like I said, there's no such thing as a bad game or a good game. There's just your preference about it. But nowadays, gamers look at a trailer and they think that a trailer defines the game. They think that a trailer means, okay, this game is going to look exactly how it looks in the trailer, or because the trailer isn't too, I guess, hyped up, then the game's going to be awful. Now, I understand the concept of trailers is to get the idea of the game out there, but people don't realize that trailers are usually more funded at times than like certain parts of the game. So you just need to be wary of that when you choose to watch trailers, and you need to be realistic about your expectations. That's just the first topic. Now let me get into the next one. They trust videos of people with minimal experience far more than people who actually play the games regularly. This goes a bit about a previous video I made about confirmation bias channels. These channels for gaming commentary are doing amazing right now. They easily get hundreds of thousands of views on their vids, sometimes millions. And these are regularly for like each videos. And this isn't like jealousy of their fame or anything. But the problem with them is these people, for the most part, maybe some of them, they rarely play the game. Yet they are able to get a huge chunk of the gaming community and have them just believe whatever comes out of their mouth. It's a proven fact that if a smart person says anything, even if that thing is not true, the chance of people believing them it truly goes up because of how they articulate their words. There's a reason why they present their videos in a kind of format of essay style in order to make themselves seem as intelligent as they possibly can so that you believe them. And nowadays, gamers are just going off of these videos. They're not touching the game. They're just listening to what these people have to say, and they think that it is set in stone, and that is how the game is. If they say it's bad, it's bad. If they say it's good, it's good. Screw how much actual in-game experience they have with it. Screw the fact that they said, hey, I'm not going to play this game, which literally counters their argument, meaning that they don't have much experience with the games. We're just going to go off of their word, and that's going to be it. That is that right there is really killing a lot of games when they come out nowadays, especially because one person just makes a video ripping that game, and everyone else just goes along with that person, and if you try and say anything, you're just seen as a fanboy, or you're defending the game. And defending a game from someone who doesn't have much experience, then you know what I mean? That's just not the case, man. And everyone nowadays believes that more than actual people who play the game. That's just stupid in my opinion. Alright, now, I know I just said this, but I really need to get this out there. Whether it's forums, Reddit, comments, no matter what we want to believe, I know I made an entire video about this, there's no such thing as a good or bad game. Okay? No matter how much we say, oh, this game is a masterpiece, here's why, or this game is amazing, and you know, they're just talking about it. Even though that might be the wide statement on the thing, nothing is truly perfect. Nor is it truly bad. There's only your preference with it. Like, I always come up with these three words when I define a game, and if it is good for my preference or not my preference. There is your expectation, what you see in the trailer, and, you know, early footage. Then there's the reality, and then there is your opinion on the matter. The expectation about what you'll see with the trailer most of the time determines how people expect the game to be. So when the gameplay doesn't necessarily exactly fit the trailer, most of the time people, you know, are automatically kind of like, oh, this game is just bad or something, you know, screw the actual gameplay is. Then there's the reality about moments where a trailer or a trailer can be good or bad, but the gameplay can be, I guess, good to you or bad to you. And then you decide right there whether the game's good or not, which goes over to your opinion. For example, as I have said before, I do not like walking simulators and horror games for the most part, because they feel like they're the same thing over and over again. And some games work like that, you know, the same thing over and over again. That's fine, but if it's a horror game, I don't want the same thing over and over again. I want a different experience. Walking simulators, they're just you walking all over the place and nothing's happening, and it could just be a bit of ambience. I don't care for that. However, many people love horror games. Many people enjoy the walking simulators, and that's fine. Because like I said, there's expectation, reality, and preference. That's what people go to when defining whether a game is good or bad. But as I have said, preference differs. Excuse me, I can speak. It differs, so what you might consider good or bad, someone else might consider bad or good. You get what I mean? So should we condone people who enjoy something that we don't? I beg to differ. I don't think that we should. Because even though we might not get it as much as we try to, that does not mean that it is objectively bad or objectively good. It's just that simple. Much as I love Dark Souls, if someone came to me and they were like, hey, F Dark Souls, I'll be like, man, that's fine if you don't like it, you know? Much as I dislike, what's a game like? I guess Last of Us, yeah, Last of Us. As much as I don't really care for Last of Us, if someone said, you don't like Last of Us, you can go F yourself. Like, I just don't think I'd react, because at the end of the day, that's your opinion, and I'm not going to change my opinion, you know? So, gamers, please, I don't know what has happened over the last couple of decades, but can we just stop being so darn picky and just look at the gameplay before we judge, and don't listen to these people who literally say, hey, I'm not gonna play this game, it's super bad, yet I made an entire video about why you shouldn't play this game, even though I only played it for like a day or two, you know? Like, let's do our own research. Let's not listen to some guy who's obviously unpleased with games for the most part. can we just look at how the gameplay actually is? I think that'll do everyone and save a lot of the salt on forums, on comment sections. That salt will stay in the jar, if you know what I mean. Anyway, that's all I had to say on that statement. Tell me what you think about the whole thing. Do you think that gamers have just, I don't know, gotten a bit picky over the years and a bit too unrealistic with their expectations of games? Or do you think that it is very realistic and you're fine with the way that these forums are nowadays? But anyway, that's all I had to say on the topic. If you would like to subscribe, hit subscribe and notification bell, because that is the only way to subscribe, because thanks YouTube. And as always, rate the video what you think it deserves. Tell me what you would like to see in the future in the comments below. And as always, I will see all of you in the next video. Take care.